I'm sure you've seen the studies where they spoke negative or positive words to water under a microscope. They also just sent thoughts for some of it, all with positive or negative intentions. The results, they were amazing. Water that was sent positivity was beautiful. The droplets formed these snowflake-looking symmetrical designs, whereas the negative ones took on all sorts of odd and disformed shapes. There were similar studies done with rice, and the rice told "I love you" stayed lovely and white, while the rice told "I hate you" turned black. There have been a lot of studies around this, and it truly demonstrates how our energy and intentions affect everything. What could you shift in your life with the thoughts, words, and energy you put towards it? Seriously, seeing those studies will help you to understand why our energy is so important. Everything we do, say, think, feel about things, it matters. Keeping ourselves vibrating at the highest level in all areas of our life is so important, not just to us in our own lives, but to everyone and everything around us. Everything will thrive when surrounded in the energy of love. This is why we need to shift things in our world. This is why each of us needs to heal ourselves and see this clearly, and to come back to our hearts and away from our negative minds. Loving ourselves and healing our fears and wounds is an essential first step to the well-being of each of us and to the collective. Because only when we have a fully healed and open heart can we hold a high vibration that not only brings in our best life, but will do the same for everyone around us. Let's talk about shifting into the highest vibration of love today. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Alchemy of Manifestation podcast. I'm Jen Tammy at the Wheelhouse Project, and we are going to talk about how that sweet heart of yours is going to help you create the life of your dreams. I'm sure you know that we are all energy. Everything is energy. But do you realize that the energy you hold affects everything? So in other words, if you wake up in a bad mood, things might seem to be going wrong for you all day, but it's because of your energy. Like attracts like. Your energy sets the mood for your day, if you will. If your energy is negative, you attract negative. That's why so many people with glass half full attitudes seem to have bad luck around every corner. They are creating that. Haven't you heard people say things like, well, if it's going to happen to me? It sure will. You're creating that with your thoughts, words, and the beliefs about yourself. How in the world can we expect to attract an amazing life to ourselves with a shitty attitude and negativity? Seriously. It often makes me laugh a little when some people say they don't believe in the law of attraction or manifesting things, but they're very clearly creating a crappy life. I don't mean to sound harsh, but this is a wake-up call. It's about paying better attention to what you're saying and thinking, to what you believe to be your truth, to the attitude you have, to how you treat yourself and talk to yourself too, and to what you'll accept into your life. Because if you don't believe you're worthy of it or that it can't happen for you, it won't come in, or you will knowingly or unknowingly turn it away. Mind you, manifesting is about your heart and that highest vibration of love, but all these negative thoughts and beliefs will shut down your heart. They won't allow you to create any real magic in your life because you can only receive what you believe is possible for you, what you believe you are worthy of, and what you honestly see in your future. I know for some people this feels like a huge and impossible shift to go from a fairly negative energy to a positive one. After all, it's really the norm in our world to be negative. Notice any conversation you have, even with a stranger, and how it will go to complaints, negative world issues, and other fear-based topics. I know I've found it challenging sometimes steering the conversation back to positive, or even keeping myself from getting pulled into it too far. The fact of the matter is, if we can just start to come back to positive thoughts more often, positive words and positive actions, we can start to shift things. It's really about noticing when we go to that negative place. It's subtle, but small changes will be huge for you. Say, for example, you're going to the mall on the weekend. You think to yourself, it's going to be a madhouse and I probably won't find a decent parking place anywhere. Notice that thought. Now change it. Say to yourself, no matter how busy it is at the mall, it will be easy to get around and I'm going to find a parking place close to the door. Do you feel the optimism? The change from negative to positive? We can make these small changes all day long. We can decide that life will get better, easier, happier, and more accommodating. Truly. And you will start to see things change. Because if you believe what you're saying, things will align. It's an energy shift. If you want to really solidify things, visualize it. Then say a few affirmations around it. Like, I always get the best parking spots. Things always work in my favor. Can you feel the change in positivity? It's important that you can feel it too. I know some of you will feel silly or don't really believe that these things can work. Mind you, if you're trying to attract something really big, you're going to need to do a bit more work in other areas I've talked about. But this shift in your day-to-day attitude and energy is huge. You have to start small here. You have to believe that the universe is always working in your favor, and you have to let your divine team show you in small ways. But they can only do that if you support that happening with your beliefs that it will. It will be huge, and you will see things shift in a positive way. But if we've gone too far here and you aren't ready to trust your divine team yet, then at least know that a shift of your attitude and energy to a more positive place, more than 50% of the time, will at least start to tip the scales for you on attracting more positive into your life. At the very least, it may positively affect your health and general well-being. Because really, like attracts like, and believing that things will be better will make them better. We're all creators, creating our own realities. It's such an interesting thing, energy, because your energy doesn't just affect your life, it affects everyone's life. So making the shift to being more positive actually changes the world in a positive way as well. How's that for an easy way to change the world for the better? Seriously. And really, it's not just about being positive. It's about moving from fear to love. It's about a wide array of feelings and reactions you can traverse, where the negative stems from your ego mind and the positive stems from your heart. It's about staying in your heart and not letting your mind run the show, because your heart knows the way. So you need to let it drive. And the heart is all about love, all about kindness, all about compassion, and always about positive vibes. Are you putting love into everything? Do you realize that you can lift the vibration of absolutely anything with your energy? Whether it's the energy you're putting into a relationship, to the water you drink, the tree in your yard, the exercise you do, or the work you're doing day in and day out. Everything and anything you interact with will pick up on your energy and be affected by it. Say, for example, you eat a pizza and you feel terribly guilty about it. You're putting all that negative energy into that pizza and into your own body. It will never do any good for your body when you do that. Mind you, you have to eat healthy food to keep your body healthy. At the very least, you can put love and good vibes into those food splurges. Because if we think they're bad, we put bad energy into them and take that vibration into our body. If you put love and energy and appreciation into that food, though, and the fact that you're eating it, no self-loathing and all joy, it will interact with your body very differently. Not to say that you can eat all the junk food you want and it won't affect you, but perhaps not as adversely. I try to remember to bless all the food and beverages I give to myself and my dogs with love. I also say a prayer or set intentions before I do anything, on my way to run an errand, and even at the start of my day. Even when I start to put a podcast together for all of you, I set the tone. I put love and positive energy into it. It really does matter, and it affects everyone, not just you, because energy cannot be contained. Our energy affects our planet and beyond. So be very intentional about it. This also speaks to living from the heart. When we allow our ego mind to drive, it leads with fear, worries, and negative energy. Our ego mind thinks it's always trying to protect us, which is lovely, but not necessary. We need to come back to our hearts. We need to lead with our hearts, with love, with passion, with the magic of whence we came, because it is the energy of the divine. It is divine love, and it is the energy of our source. That is the energy we need to live from. The truth is, your heart is the manifester, so you need to live from the heart. The negative, the fear, the ego mind, worry, that just pushes everything away that was meant for you. It's love that takes you there. Love that allows you to dream it. Love that opens you to receive it. And love that allows you to believe that you are worthy of it. Love is the ultimate energy to hold. Mind you, if love is too much for you right now, you can start to tip the scales a bit, start to move towards neutral even, or moments of joy. But you can start to get there. You can start to be slightly more positive, more optimistic, more open to good things happening and to the possibilities. Because love can be a huge leap for some, especially if you're at the early stages of awareness and healing those old beliefs and wounds. But it is possible, and small steps can bring big changes. Don't allow shifts or events to pull you off track either. I've certainly had moments that I got upset and had trouble coming back to a positive place. But I promise you that in every dark or frustrating moment is a positive lesson. You just have to dig for it. You need to find it, because it will bring you back to love. You will see that your guides, that these incidents were just making you more aware of something. You're being given opportunities to grow, to find the love in everything. There's a reason for all of it. Give thanks for it and come back to the positive and move forward. Even if it takes a bit of time and effort to do so, you will get there. The key is to start with yourself, because it's incredibly challenging to hold an energy of love for others when you don't have any for yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. Life will leave you feeling constantly drained, unlovable, and needing more. You will continue to look for that energy outside yourself, through people, pets, or sometimes unhealthy means like addiction to substances, shopping, work, or other obsessions. You name it. There's so many ways we distract ourselves from the unlovable feelings. You will depend on that outside love to fill you up, but it never will. The only way to feel full of love and able to give it without expectations or neediness is to fill yourself up with love first, to feel love for yourself. Again, though, I know this is a challenging place for many to go when they have healing to do, but small steps matter. To find small areas of self-appreciation, small improvements in self-care, and of course to find a bit of self-compassion is all huge. It means that you're starting to see yourself, to appreciate yourself a bit, and to care for yourself in a more loving way. Can you feel the energy start to shift here? Even if you aren't loving on yourself, finding compassion is amazing. On my journey, I remember a time of going to an event with several other women and feeling hugely insecure about myself at that event. Very self-conscious, very inadequate, and very unworthy. When I left that event, I saw it and I cried. I was like, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel this way? Like I'm so much less than everyone else, so unworthy. It was a moment of deeper awareness for me. And while I couldn't fix it in myself in that moment, I had compassion for myself. I comforted myself and reassured myself that I was worthy. It was a moment of awareness around what I really needed to heal. Because we can't always make a leap to positivity, but we can start becoming aware of the old energy we're carrying, the old beliefs, wounds, and fears. That is where our negative energy stems from. Really, anything negative you see happening in the world, you can trace it back to that, to the things people need to heal, and the ways we need to heal as a world, to the ways we need to love ourselves more, to raise the vibration of others and of the planet to a place of love, to the highest vibration possible, and the one our hearts vibrate at when they're fully healed and open. The best and highest manifestations in all ways come from the best and highest vibrating energy, and the highest energy is love. You can get there. You will get there. It's part of your path. It's who you are, not just in your divine heart, but it's who your soul is. Your soul is pure love with the highest of intentions. It is when the soul integrates into the human body with an ego mind, forgetting where it came from and being exposed to the generally negative energy that the human mind has created on the planet, that you veer away from love. Or should I say, the soul never veers away from love. It's what we do in human form when we allow our human mind to take over. It's when we come back to our soul that we can see things more clearly and feel the positive energy. Truly, though, humans get caught up in the doing, the busyness, the stuffing down of all the negative feelings that the ego mind brings up, the old fears and wounds and wrong beliefs, avoiding all the chaos and pain of the human mind left unmanaged. But really, if you did get quiet, if you did slow down, if you allowed yourself to feel it all, you could see it more clearly and heal it. You could find compassion for what you're dealing with as a human from a soul perspective. And you could find that love in your heart again. Because getting lost in the weeds of our mind is dangerous. It's when we become the observer and take a higher perspective that things will become clear. It's about an awakening. It's about enlightenment and deeper understanding. Seeing the bigger picture of who we really are. Understanding that love is all there is, and following the guidance we are constantly being shown. We are never alone. There's a higher power always at work, and we are just part of the bigger puzzle. It's about opening yourself to that. We cannot allow ourselves to get lost in the feeling that we are alone, of misery, of suffering, and of self-loathing. That is ego. You aren't separate. You aren't alone. We are all sent here to deal with the same thing in different ways and to help each other find our way out of all of it, to find our way back to love, and to show others the path to get there. Because once you open your own divine heart through healing and self-love, you will be able to give that love to others and to the world. Your love will lift your life to new levels as well as those around you. And maybe it's your mission to do bigger things. If so, that love energy, that highest vibration, will radiate out to all that you serve and give them love on their journey as well. The best part, if you open your heart and you live at a vibration of love for yourself, your soul, and your divine creator, every area of your life will rise up to match that vibration. Mind you, you may have to make some big changes, but it will be very clear which direction is the direction of love, should you choose to follow it. And I promise you, when you love yourself that deeply and have the faith that life will rise to meet you and that your divine creator will bring it all in, you won't settle for less. You will leap when guided, make changes when needed, and trust that you are so loved. All the love to you on your beautiful journey, sweet souls. May you all lift your energy, your vibration to the level of love. Thank you for joining me on the podcast today. Please subscribe to the podcast and check out all of our other resources, videos, blogs, and more at thewheelhouseproject.com. Remember to sign up for our email list while you're there. And also check us out at The Wheelhouse Project on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest.